I've always wished to work with Tim Burton and grew up just kind of obsessed with his movies and the world that he had created. I related to it and just was so into it. And when my agents called and said Tim Burton was doing a movie called Big Eyes about the Keens, I was like, finally! So I auditioned, and then the script was fantastic as well. And also, it's an amazing cast of actors. So it was very appealing for many reasons, and I really wanted to be a part of it in any way.
We love the arts, but it's tough to make a movie about music, about art, about play. Like, it's hard to do a movie about another art form. So any chance where I think it can be done in a way that's unusual, it's interesting and it's worth exploring. And I just mean that as a general statement. But yeah, we love Tim Burton, and even if Tim Burton wasn't involved in this, it's such a fascinating story that there's a guy pretending to be the author of these paintings, and someone else was really doing him, and the someone else was his wife. It's insane. So it was a great story, but everything and the cast, it was so awesome.
This image was in the front of the script, and when I saw it, it felt familiar, and when it was explained, I was like, oh, right, I know that, but I didn't know how. I certainly didn't know the story behind it.
I was able to go to this guy's house named Matthew Sweet. He's a musician, and I was, again, 1998, I think. But he's like a big, keen connoisseur. I mean, he has a lot of them. And that was the first time I'd ever seen them. But even when I saw them, I felt, I mean, I said, oh, yeah, I know these. So it just goes to show you, I don't know if I had even, but I must have subconsciously or something. They're around. There's so much of them. It's such an iconic thing without knowing it.
So I played DeeAnn, and she is the best friend character to Margaret. And DeeAnn is a beatnik in the 60s, and she sort of downloads us on the happenings and the scene in San Francisco. And she represents a stronger, bolder female of that time. She speaks up for herself, and she wants the same for Margaret.
I play a character named Ruben, who's an art gallery owner and curator, and I suppose, like, in his way, maybe my function in the movie is like as a symbol for what the art world is, and you know, I can say, what is this? You know, he's sort of judging and trying to understand it, and I think that's like the questions that the movie's sort of asking in a way. So that's sort of kind of what I represent. Any chance, I think we both have a similar thing. I mean, not in like an obsessive way, but it's always exciting to be able to see how other people do things, and to learn, you know, just to observe. And so, and obviously, this is a guy who is A-level master actor. So just to be able to work with him. And I loved him, and he's so relaxed. That's like the thing that I really took away from it, was a kind of like relaxation that I haven't really observed in a lot of people before.
Amy is one of my favorite actresses, so working with her was crazy, you know, yeah, and surreal. And I remember the first day when I had a scene with her. It was a scene in a restaurant. I was sitting opposite her, and when the camera was on her, I kind of got lost in watching her, and I had to like remember, oh right, I'm in a scene with her, because I just wanted to watch how she works, and she kind of like would change it every take and bring something new and try something different. It was very free. And then spending the day with her and being in hair and makeup with her, it was awesome. She's lovely. Sometimes you'll be on a set where things are like chaotic and like panicky, and everyone's like racing against the clock, and it's just like manic energy. And this set was nothing like that. It was quiet. Mm-hmm. It was calm. People were happy and having a good time. There was laughter, and yeah, it was very warm.
Yeah, and I think like there's a misconception that relaxation means slower, or stressed means, you know, faster, more. But I actually find that like, if the people are, I mean, I got, when I showed up, I came into the production like a few weeks in, And it was a relaxed set, but it felt relaxed because everybody knew what they were doing. It felt like so much work had gone into it in preparation that there wasn't a lot of misunderstanding or miscommunication on the set. Everybody was like fluid, and it was really cool.
It's a compelling story, and I think people will also recognize the art and not know the story behind it. And I think, for me, I love nonfiction, and I think people can relate to being in maybe a dysfunctional relationship, whether it's romantic or a friend or business. Yeah.
Exactly the same.